Y'all got some good questions. All right. Um, I had to screenshot the screen with the questions so I can type them up later. I'm gonna end with one more question.
Yeah, and if you get more questions, we can do a follow-up later on in the week.
Yes, yeah, like a week from now, just because I want the video to marinate and people, digest it and research, just take it in and show the family and all that good stuff. So what was that last question? That one good way. Somebody said something about Arlington. Where'd it go? Does Rod know about the Carrington event? It was a solar flare that scared the government in 1859.
Yeah, they just had a similar event. It was like a 3-hour solar flare about a week ago. So yeah, I'm familiar with it. It also it killed a lot of cattle. It caused fires and all kind of shit. Yeah.
Okay. Since that was a quick one, the last one is the last name Kiote, Kiote. Do you have any idea of its origin?
Spell it again.
Kiote.
Coyote. That's an indigenous name. That's actually the tribe whose totem is the coyote.
Mm.
And it's spelled that way, and it sounds like coyote or coyote, but it's a tribe. It's not the animal. So when they did the translation, they connected them by homonyms, sounded like words. But if you look up indigenous man wearing a coyote pelt, it's just a smaller clan than the Wolf Clan. But the totems are similar because they have a similar tribal nature.
This is not really a question, and this is it. She said, look at IKEA. Look at IKEA. They named the furniture after kidnapped children. And
yes, you're right. That's IKEA was one of the ways they were using to traffic in plain sight. IKEA, the dark web, there's a couple more of them, Wayfair. Yeah, so they had ways that they was trading and auctioning off children in real time without us ever knowing what they doing. That's why the FBI had to release the symbol of they pedophile symbols. Because if the symbol was on a pizza joint and the pizza joint had a basement, they would come in through the back door, go to the basement of the pizza joint and pick the child they want. And they might have come directly from that neighborhood. But all of that stuff is connected, right, to the cabal. The cabal is the shadow government of conquistadors that was running everything from secret because they didn't want to be seen, because the last time they were seen, they caused a major disturbance and they was getting their ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
So they kept themselves secret and used what we call blood shields, cat's paws, to do their bidding in the public domain. And that's why they came over here with the white supremacist doctrine of free white people in law, using pale-faced Europeans to block institutions from the organic indigenous people of this land. So we never knew what they was doing in secret. If we didn't know what they was doing in secret, we couldn't make a contingency for it. So we had to call a whole bunch of people from Europe to overrun their institutions with friendly pale faces that didn't believe in racism. And that's why you always heard them, certain Europeans were like, why are you angry at us? It was your own people that done it to you. Them people are not our people. They just look like us. But the people that don't look like us can't tell the difference because we can't hardly tell the difference. And a good litmus test to show you what I'm talking about is pull up Denmark Vesey and find out who betrayed his revolution. Pull up Gabriel Prosser and find out who betrayed him, right? And when you do that, you're going to see it was somebody melanated. And then it was a pale face telling them how to get free.
Just the last one it's just the last name, EMBRA. Does that hold any significance to an indigenous tribe?
I'm not familiar with that name. I never heard it before.
Okay.
But the other one I had heard before, the one that sound like coyote.
Yeah. Well, y'all asked really good questions today. Well, in the comments previously, and then the questions that have been coming in that we're gonna say for another day were real good. I gotta update my description on this one because I had put all your contact information in both your Instagrams, your Cash App. So let me state right now, he does not do this for money, nor does he ask for money, but to show gratitude for taking time out of his day. If anybody can make a donation, his Cash App is $, capital SIK, capital APE, SikApe, on Cash App. Show love, gratitude. Happy Father's Day to you. Enjoy your day. I appreciate you coming out and building with me in the tribe, and you have a great one.
All right. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you.
Subject to discrimination and exploitation, and their rights are often not as well protected as those of treaty tribes. Here are some specific references to how non-treaty tribes were dealt with in early American law.
Okay, you want to go to the next one?
Yeah, go to the next one. Okay, these are the references. The Indian Removal Act of 1830. The act authorized the president to remove Native American tribes from their ancestral lands in the Southeast and relocate them to Oklahoma. Stop. Before we go any further, why did they do that? Why did they start expatriating us from the Southeast and relocating us to Oklahoma?
Shit, maybe
we got to remember.
Or whatever. I don't know. Go ahead.
We was fighting the Gullah Wars.
Oh yeah. Okay, all right. Go ahead. I remember this.
Okay, so now they gotta get as many of us out of the war zone as possible. But while we fighting them, they got tribes making agreements with them.
Go ahead.
We ain't them. We not them tribes. That's why they call us gangs. Gangs is the legal jargon for tribes so that they can use their war rants called warrants to come in and seize anybody that they consider as a savage on the land.
Damn, right. Go ahead. I like the way you put that. Warrants.
That's what it say.
Yeah, that's what
it's an ongoing declaration of war.
That's right. Go ahead.
Okay, then they came out in 1887 with the Dawes Act. This act broke up tribal land holdings and allotted individual plots of land to Native Americans. The goal was to assimilate Native Americans into American society. They did a piss poor job of that because we know who the fuck we is. The Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, this act reversed many of the provisions of the Dawes Act and restored some tribal self-government. The Indian Self-Determination and Education Assistance Act, this act gave Native American tribes more control over their own affairs. But look what it's called, Self-Determination and Education Assistance Act. So what this is doing, in part of self-determination, is to control your own educational output.
That's right.
Right. So let's go to the next one. Okay, so it say the treatment of non-treaty tribes in early American law was often unjust and discriminatory. However, the rights of non-treaty tribes have been strengthened in recent years. The Supreme Court has issued a number of rulings that have protected the rights of non-treaty tribes, and Congress has passed laws that have restored some tribal self-government. Right? So this is for the civilized tribes, to acknowledge that they're giving some acknowledgement to what we call non-treaty tribes. Right? Now, this is Article 77 of the Iroquois Constitution. A grandfathered clause piece of law. We used to know this by memory, like those kids quote the Quran.
Yeah.
We used to know this by memory. We didn't have it wrote down, but we end up getting it written down prior to the arrival of the Constitution.
Okay.
The Constitution was extracted from these documents, the Iroquois Confederation Constitution. Article 77 say when the lords of the Confederacy decide to admit a foreign nation and adoption is made. Now, this is supposed to be from the 5 civilized tribes.
Okay.
But remember, you inherit the chief right of the chief land that you dwell on from historical record.
Okay.
I inherit the war chief status from Chief Pontiac by blood and by right. Right? I'm recognized in law as an outlaw tribe called a gang.
Right. Go ahead.
Right. Right. So now it said when the lords of the Confederacy decide to admit a foreign nation and adoption is made, the lords shall inform the adoption nation that its admission is only temporary. That means that you can't be here forever.
Go ahead.
You come try your little system out, but if it don't work, it's going to come a time when you're going to have to go. It's only temporary. Why? They shall also say to the nation that it must never try to control, to interfere with, or to injure the 5 nations, nor disregard the great peace of any of its rules or customs.
Right.
This in no way should they cause disturbance or injury. God damn, they've been fucking us up. They sure didn't pay this no attention.
Right.
Scroll down some.
I got you.
It says, then should the adopted nation the adopted nation disregard these injunctions, their adoption shall be annulled and they shall be expelled. Right? Now, the next part is critical because this is how you go back to your oral tradition when we severing the contracts with the captors. The expulsion shall be in the following manner. The council shall appoint one of their war chiefs to convey the message on annulment, and he shall say, you, O United States of America corporate legal fiction, listen to me while I speak. I am here to inform you again of the will of the 5 Nations Council. It will clearly made known to you at a former time. Now the lords of the 5 nations have decided to expel you and cast you out. We disown you now and annul your adoption. Therefore, you must look for a path in which to go and lead away all your people. Scroll down some more.
I got you.
It was you, not we, who committed wrong and caused this sentence of annulment. So then go your way and depart from the territory of the 5 nations and from the Confederacy. Now, this was only for the 5 nations, but because it was written prior to, another war chief can use this and activate it by just reading it in the public domain, time-stamped and dated for the public to see. Because this right here. To win 100 victories in 100 battles is not the supreme of excellence. To subdue the enemy without fighting is the supreme of excellence. I don't have to lift a finger. That's why Larry said we brain banging, not gang banging, or I would have had the streets riled up by now, riding down on the government with AKs ablazing. This is not how this is supposed to go.
Go ahead,
It's a thinking man's game, and I'm walking y'all through the thought pattern.
Go ahead. You saying a lot, Rod.
Let me breathe for a minute. Play Big Mama. Let Big Mama tell him something.
Yeah. And advisor to Elizabeth I, and spent much of his time on alchemy. You know what I'm saying? Magic. You know, the divination, the Hermes philosophy.
Medics. Yeah.
Yeah, and anti-Quarian. He had one of the largest libraries in England at the time. Born July 13, 1527, London, United Kingdom. Died December 68. I mean 1608.
So the wine that they broke was the one he gave Elizabeth I that they passed down. The only way they can break it is to admit that the blood contract over here been broke. Right. That's why they'll be showing you all this stuff in the open, but it's the symbolism of the secret societies that we don't know what they doing. So while they showing it to us in our face, we don't know what it means. Right? I'm just telling everybody what it means and showing them where to find key information. They got whole volumes of books on this dude.
Wow. What time is it? We still good. We only about an hour in. Now, hold up.
So that was another elder telling y'all the same thing I've been saying. That lady don't know me from Iraq and Iraq.
Go ahead.
But she know the same thing from reading the culture that I know. This shit is over. And it's right now, we just trying to get the information to get to critical mass awareness of the change in the system to go on and push it on over the edge. But we got to get all of the ones with contracts the opportunity to abandon the contract with the corporation so that they not held as accomplices to the fraud. We don't want our own people. We don't want our own people to get caught up in the cleanup and get caught in the blind. They don't know. So trying to do business with the corporation, the worst thing you can be doing right now, because the only thing left is the deep state actors.
Oh yeah, this is what I was going to ask you, bro. Because this right here might tie into what you're talking about. Now the government they in this big ass debt, trillions of dollars, right? But why are they trying to offer us money? $6,000, $600. Where they getting this money from? Why are they trying to offer us money to sign a deal with the government? Why I want to sign a deal with the government? You know what I'm saying?
Because they need those contracts.
It ties back into the system. Is that part of the game?
Yeah, that's what it's for. That's what it's for. Once it collapses, that's when we get the blackout. The blackout is the signal that the old system is finally dead.
Okay.
That means all the deep state players done been snatched up by their neck.
Okay.
All those little private militaries that's around the country scattered out in the woods have been burnt out.
So hey, you don't know how long they got. Like based on me playing it out, I think they got less than this shit could play out another couple years. Like before they just completely be removed. Like it can play out a couple more years, but I believe once they get removed, we're gonna have that.
It has to happen soon, Elder. It has to happen soon in order for them to start building infrastructure for the national party.
Okay.
For Mardi Gras coast to coast.
Okay.
The infrastructure has to be put in place for that, and we got to put a lot of people in the workforce to get it done. The BRICS is just blocked American dollar.
Okay.
Right. So when they finally ban it, that is the collapse of the dollar. That's the financial aspect finally coming to its knees. The central banking systems cartels.
That's right. That's what Elijah Muhammad said.
It was
first.
Yeah, it was so many bankers that needed to get.
Damn,
they had assassin agents in the field. They had to be identified, located, and secured. That's what that movie Economic Hitman about. How the CIA, how the bankers see the central banks, the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, that we've been seized that.
Yeah. I was hearing something about that. Man, now,
right.
Bro, I heard you say something about the gold and what so tying in what you just saying now. I saw them the military standing over that gold that you said they got brought from Vatican, because I was wondering why they got all that gold sitting out there. I didn't even know what it was for.
600.
Go ahead.
650 airplanes. This gold was tagged that it came from here. It was clearly identified as our shit. It wasn't no mistake that it belonged to us.
Damn. I seen that, but I didn't know what the hell that was. I seen them out there camp like boxing that shit up in black boxes.
Yeah. So it took 650 cargo planes to get all of the gold back.
Dang, bro. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of damn gold. Is it the gold from Fort Knox?
Watch what's going on the land.
Yeah, I seen that though.
All we gotta do
I seen that, bro.
Yeah.
Man, I seen them out there stacking the gold and putting it in the crates. And I said, damn, I wonder where that gold going or where that gold coming from. But I didn't look into it. I just thought it was another country or something. I didn't look into it. I just said it's a lot of gold that they stacking up right there. You know, where they getting that gold from?
Yeah. So the certificate of ownership for the gold was in the Philippines. Trump, when he got that, like 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
He went and got the deal, the certification of ownership, and that's how the military was able to seize it back. The Pope been gone. Yeah, the guy they got for the Pope right now, look, they take him apart and put him in a box and slide him under the bed at night.
That's fact. I got the receipt on that. I wish I would have had that in the dang in our file. I got the receipt on it. They take him out the box and put him together like a dog, man. The Pope.
Yeah. Then they got documented proof that they was using holograms at the Vatican.
Dang, this shit is getting crazy.
See, so people was wondering about the power behind the Vatican. That was the archons. The archon was beheaded 3 years ago. I posted it when it happened.
Go ahead.
Right? So the reign of terror on earth is over. All of the tribes is in on it. All of the what we call outlaw clans met at the Bang Dong conference. Pull that up one more time for the people.
Yeah, the Bang Dong.
BANDONG. Or BO.
Bang Dong
Conference. That was in the 50s when all of the clans around the planet went to go to the Philippines with Sukarno to counter the governmental structures that was being imposed on indigenous people around the world. We had to come together. I just got to show you where all this stuff at, so you will know what I'm talking about. This is a global takeover by all of the collective tribes all over the world.
And Malcolm X was in on this. That's why they got him up out of here.
I don't know if Malcolm went to this.
No, I'm talking about he was in on the same movement trying to liberate all of the same. We all had the same problem around the world. America's doing this to everybody.
Yeah, that's when he had the conversation with the Pinto. Yeah, remember did Gregory say that Malcolm got killed because of the Pinto?
Yeah, the nigga that he was meeting up with to get him to go to the UN and try to bring
he didn't get killed. Look, he didn't get killed because of the Pinto, but him and the Pinto was targeted both by the CIA at the same time.
That's right. That's right.
They died within days of each other.
That's right.
Right. So, coming together has been the taboo. I got the knock from Grenada to tell them about Maurice Bishop because America ran up in there and assassinated Maurice Bishop, and because they was mad he was reclaiming the island back for the people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Then I got the chief from Cuba came. He wanted me to tell the people, remember Camilo. We know about Castro. We know about Che Guevara, but Camilo Cienfuegos, the CIA shot his airplane down or had the Navy shoot his airplane down over the Atlantic Ocean.
Damn. This shit is it's layers and layers and layers and layers.
Yeah.
That room.
They telling us.
Go ahead.
They telling us the cradle of civilization is in the Middle East with the Sumerians roughly about 50,000 years ago. But we got civilization records over here going back over 100,000 years ago. So where is the cradle of civilization?
Go ahead.
This is the land of Tahuti.
Go ahead. Yeah, I know that.
We know who we are. We outlaw tribes. contracted tribe. We don't have agreements with this corporate fiction. And the reason I'm on the internet once again is because I'm getting hazed. Because I hate this shit with a passion. But my people got to get information, and I need a way of communicating in the open that can be time-stamped and dated to show you what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we already put it out.
That's why I'm like a cash register, keep spitting out receipts. Because I got all the change.
Consumer law terms and definitions. Contract law terms and definition. What is debit?
Debt.
Oh, debt. That's what it say, right? What is debt? It will tell you. What? So what? Hey, debt. What is debt?
Slavery.
Yeah, pretty much to sum it up. Yeah, you old a nigga and you never.
I'm familiar with. I'm familiar with all of the dancing back and forth, debtor, creditor, secured party, unsecured party.
Yeah, right.
I'm familiar with how it worked. That's the UCC codification of how to do business, and it interrupts the natives, the tribes people, from being entrepreneurial in their community by providing services they community need, by forcing them into factory labor. It ain't nothing wrong with factory labor. I worked in GM for 10 years. But when I realized what was going on, I had to walk away from the job and sever the contract. I didn't collect unemployment when I left. I just left. It's a wrap.